Welcome to the Melbourne Movie Malarkey. My name is David,
I'm Rob.
and you're in for some trouble.
Oh, that sounded horrible. It sounded like what's that guy that does love songs and dedications? Like,
Oh man, I'm gonna be that guy one day. Once I made it famous through podcasts and sucking dick,
Yeah, 'cause that's
I'm gonna
gonna
go
happen.
straight onto that.
I love that guy because it's always chicks that have either got 5 kids or their husband's in prison.
Yeah.
he's in the pen. No, I think.
Can you be that guy? I'll be a caller. Ready?
So hold on, are you the girl that's got the guy in the pen, or?
Yeah, you be the caller.
Hi, welcome to the Love Hour.
No, I'm the Love Hour guy.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Love Song Dedications. I've got Carrie here on the line.
Oh, my name's Charlene. Who's this Kerry bitch?
That's unfortunate. Hello, Charlene. Please.
It's Charlene with an A.
So I heard that you'd like to pass on a bit of a message to your significant other.
Oh yeah, he's been in prison. He's in the pen. He didn't do nothing except for steal some cars and shit.
That's always a little bit unfortunate. What's you guys are together again now, though?
We've been together now for 3 years. He's been locked up for 2.5, but I love him to death. I've only fucked 3 other dudes.
And it's always good when you do stick by your lover. What song are you going to play for him tonight?
Oh shit, I've got nothing.
So we've got Bryan Adams.
Oh, Bryan Adams. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
Heaven.
Bryan Adams.
Coming up, Bryan Adams Heaven, right after these messages.
What we're gonna talk about is killing me softly today.
Killing them softly, but same thing.
Well, the movie killed me softly, so I'd just like to put that on the record.
Does that mean you liked it or not? I don't really understand.
It killed my doubt for the movie.
I just want to quickly jump in.
Go.
It was actually directed by Andrew Dominic, who's an Australian director, which always makes me happy. It's the same guy that directed Chopper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he also did that movie, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. And if you watch those 3 movies, they kind of have a similar kind of feel to them.
Oh, okay.
But you can see a bit of a, like, he's evolved over his career, and now he seems to have sort of hit his peak.
Well, I know that, Chopper had... I've seen Chopper and obviously this latest one.
Yeah,
Softly,
yeah.
And both have that really rough,
Yeah.
kind of gritty, criminal
Yeah,
kind
which
of
is good.
And that Aussie dude plays it in Killing Them Softly.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name again?
I'm just looking it up. He's fucking brilliant. He's good in everything he does.
He's so good. He plays such a disgusting
Yeah,
person.
Ben Mendelsohn, of course.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah, gold.
But yeah, he's brilliant. Like, he's such a chameleon. In this,
See,
I
I would have liked to
scumbag.
see Brad Pitt be a bit grittier, be a bit rougher around the edges.
Yeah.
A little bit closer to how that guy is.
Yeah, yeah.
Because to me, he seemed a little bit too mysterious.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously, on the flip side of that, I think he was perfect and he was sort of played as he was meant to be. It was funny. I came out of this movie thinking, this is my movie of the year. I mean, I watched it like 3 days into the year, but I still thought movie of the year.
Wow. And then you saw Django.
And then I saw Django. But I went out for a few drinks with some friends, and I said I fucking love this movie, and both of these people had seen it. And one of them actually said to me, "Yeah, I liked it, but I thought it was too preachy." And I'm like, "What do you mean? It wasn't preachy at all." And she's like, "Well, yeah, but what about all the financial crisis stuff that was going on in the background?" Like,
Yeah, true. What was that, man?
yeah, and like when she said that, I'm like, "Fuck, you're right." Like, I mean, I obviously was aware of it.
Yeah, it was trying to say something. I didn't quite get it.
Yeah, and the characters kind of made reference to it a couple of times with that last line that obviously we won't say because it will kind of ruin it, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I love that. I thought that was fucking... That really... But she was kind of right. When she said that, it kind of, like, hit me, and I'm like, damn right. It is a very... it's always getting a point across, but I was with you, man. Like,
I guess I'm not like a really movie critic, so I don't really know exactly what to look for in that sense. But I shouldn't have to be.
yeah,
I shouldn't have to be a fucking movie critic to understand the point of it, and I really don't get that bit.
yeah. Well, I don't think many people did. I mean, obviously, this was running, like the story was running at the same time as the financial crisis. Beyond that, the two didn't really seem to have a lot to do with the other one.
Yeah, aside from being in the same year.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose the only other link that I can think of is the fact that these guys are all scouring to get some money, and they're trying to look after their money. They're trying to get more money. They're trying to... it was all... Everyone's motivation was money, was financial. So I suppose that's the only other thing. They're going through a crisis, a financial crisis, yada, yada, yada. so maybe that just sort of highlights what their motivations were.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things. It was funny. It didn't annoy me until she sort of brought it to my attention.
And then now you can't think of anything else.
Yeah, and now it does kind of bother me. But I do want to say there was one scene in the movie where, without actually giving away anything story related, there was one scene that was someone getting killed, someone getting whacked. It's a fucking gangster movie. If you don't expect someone's going to get killed, you're fucking hopeless.
You see the trailer and you think that everyone's safe and go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, exactly. Everyone just goes for ice cream and talks about their feelings.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
want blueberry flavour. Oh, no, you don't. You
Brad
want
Pitt.
chocolate, baby.
Brad Pitt definitely wants some vanilla. It's just fucking all about the vanilla.
Hey,
no sprinkles.
You want that sweet vanilla cock, don't you, bitch? Oh, yeah, man.
Hey,
You
it's
got
a-
me good. I don't want no chocolate no more.
anyway, bringing it back. Ben Mendelsohn, man, he was just so dodgy. Anyway,
So you were talking about obviously Ben Mendelsohn's character, rough as guts. Like you just see him the first time and you actually cringe. I'm just
true.
I'm actually squeezing my head.
Yeah.
I'm like.
he
For those of you who can't see my face right now, I'm squeezing my face
like a
But
giant
it's like-
pimple.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, oh man, you are,
Yeah, he was
just
disgusting,
disgusting, right?
but so good at being disgusting.
Oh, so brilliant,
So good at it.
but necessary. What
Yeah.
about James Gandolfini's character,
Yeah,
if that's how you pronounce it?
yeah,
Oh, I don't
that sounds about right. I'm sure. Yeah,
know.
Gandalf.
Gandolfini. James Gandolfini. Or maybe it's James.
James Gandolfini. Anyway,
James
come on, get to the
Gandolfini.
point. Oh.
Hey, quit.
Anyway, I was in the middle of a story and you've
No.
jumped on, so I'm storing my story over here. You're going to finish what
go,
you're talking
please,
about.
because I was going to bring the line of subject to James Gandolfini's character, but because I was curious about what you thought of him. He was pretty disgusting in his own right. He's a disgusting human being, just looking at him.
Yeah.
And I would say perfectly cast to this particular
yeah.
character, but like you were mentioning before the show,
Well, just on James Gandolfini.
the
quickly.
relevance of his character in the movie.
He plays. I think they just get him to play himself. They're like, we're going to give you some hookers. We're going to give you some booze.
Look, we'll
just
shout
have a
your
chat.
booze. We'll shout your booze, your hookers. You just sit in a room and film it.
We'll have a chat. We'll just talk shit, just like we're doing right now. They're just
Get
like
Brad Pitt. He's got his lines. You don't worry. Just act how you
he
normally
actually
would.
thought he was doing a podcast. Shit, but it was good. Like he
Filmed on hidden camera
he
with
did-
James Gandolfini.
but he was a disgusting slob of a person. But I do want to say, in his scene, he did this thing really, really well. That is a very human trait, where he was obviously distracted by what was going on in his home life and his work life and everything like that, and his financial situation. And Brad Pitt would be talking to him, and he was just oblivious to what was being said, and he was just going down his own train of thought, and.
okay.
He just didn't really respond to anything Brad Pitt was saying. And Brad's obviously trying to bring him back in and really... But
Kind of like
it's a very
me in this
human thing to
podcast.
happen. Yeah.
So I'll just
Anyway.
keep going on a tangent, and you're like, dude, bring it back.
Bring it back.
to
Bring it
killing them
back.
softly.
Let me bring it back about 10 minutes ago anyway to what I was going to say about the one scene, probably my favourite scene in the movie, and definitely one of the most beautiful scenes. It's funny how something as ugly as a killing can be, like, beautiful and fun to watch, but of course killing's fun to watch. But there was a scene where someone was getting killed and someone was doing the killing. It was a drive-by. I don't think that really gives away too much. I don't think anyone would be mad at me for saying that. Spoiler alert, drive-by.
Hey, P.S., if you're going to listen to this podcast, you must have seen the movie before.
Yeah, I think what we should do is just a bit of a spoiler segment towards the end where we can discuss the ending. So we'll say, like,
We'll just
for the next
assume that
15
people have
minutes.
seen it. So if you haven't seen it, just stop listening now.
Yeah. Anyway, so the shooting with when Brad Pitt's killing Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Ray Liotta.
Oh, gold, yeah.
Yeah. And it was one of those like super slow motion scenes, and you could see like he's pulled up next to him and he's shot him about 5 times. You can see it's raining at the time. You can see the clip coming out of the gun. You can see the bullet going through the glass, and you can see like his skin ripple as it tears him to shreds, and then obviously like the guy dies. They speed away, yada yada yada. But it just that slow motion just was so effective. It just looked so fucking cool. Like when I was watching that, I legitimately, you know, when you watch a movie and you're like excited, you're like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get worked up and you
Fuck
feel like,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
Oh, sick.
That happened to me when I was watching that scene. I'm like, so well done and
Yeah.
fucking, like, almost poetic. And it was just some dude getting fucking whacked, you know. But it was brilliant. It was,
Poetic justice.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Like, I mean, I don't think I've really said anything intelligent about this movie other than I liked it. But let's just leave it at
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got this theory that a show will start out awesome. They'll
Yeah.
have in the first 3 seasons, maybe.
Yeah.
Where they'll focus primarily on single episode arcs.
Yeah.
And the story will start at the episode and end at the episode.
Yeah, I'm with you.
This is the majority of this theory applies to dramas and things
Yeah.
like that. And obviously there's exceptions to it.
Yeah.
But what happens is maybe every season they'll have like 1, 2, or 3 episodes where the individual story arc is put on the back burner and they address mostly the
And the
whole season
overall
arc.
arc is the focus, yeah.
Right, so they do the whole... They address some points in the season arc.
Yeah.
And because those episodes, people enjoy them more.
Yeah.
Because there's more consequences for the characters.
Yeah.
Than the single individual stories.
Like, sorry, just to bring it, if we were talking about, say, Boston Legal, as the example you used before, instead of just this case affects whether this client that's been in this episode for one episode loses or wins, it's got some relevance to the overall, like the people, the characters, the everything. Yeah. So
and they might do 1 to 2 to 3 episode arcs as well.
Yeah.
Of course, this is still okay.
Yeah.
It's where they start. Well, when the big season arcs and where the big consequences happen to the characters, people like those episodes more. Because the more consequences the character changes things. That's interesting. It's development, yeah?
Yeah.
But I think what happens is over like 4 or 5 seasons, that's where they start to focus more and more on those season arc episodes.
They stop caring about the individual because the characters
and
are
what
developed
happens is
enough.
the show starts to get shit because you start to develop the characters too much and create too many consequences.
Yeah.
And before you know it, like you have to get more and more ridiculous with the plot turns in the seasons.
Agreed.
And it's just like, well, that's too much now.
Yeah.
A prime example, bro, is Lie to Me. Have you ever seen this?
No,
Season
I know
1,
of it. I know of it.
Season
but...
1, awesome. Season 2, awesome. Season 3, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, I've got another
It's
example
the worst
for
thing
you.
ever.
Have you ever seen Community?
Yeah.
That was the greatest comedy of all fucking
no
time.
shit.
Season 3 and now Season 4 are just... Still, I love those characters so much, and they used to be just these single little episodes, but now they've developed the characters, so they've got so much going on that they can't just have a single episode. It's got to be all this big, outrageous stuff, and it doesn't fit in the confines of what the original show was built to do. You know,
and that's the thing is that if you're going to make one of those
still
shows,
love Community though. But anyway, go on.
It's still good. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's not as good. And you watch, man. After 5, 6 seasons, it's going to go down the gurgler.
Yeah.
Because it gets shitter because
And it
they
already
keep
has.
making those more and more, man.
Yeah.
And the plot has to get more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
For the first season or 2, that they start to focus primarily on those season arcs.
Yeah.
That's where, like, in the plot and development of the characters and the consequences to the characters, those episodes are okay.
Yeah.
Because they're initial ones. And then it has to get more ridiculous.
Yeah,
And people
100%.
that, you've built 3 seasons up to getting together romantically, for example.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, well, we have to break them up to bring some tension back in.
Yeah,
So they just start making
or they need
things
to
more
start
and more
banging someone
ridiculous.
else, or they need to, have a kid, or fucking something ridiculous.
Exactly, and it starts to take away from the character's initial motivation.
Yeah.
So when the character first joins and we first introduce to them, it's like they have this particular desire.
Yeah.
And then let's say that they achieve that into season 2.
Yeah.
Season 3, then it's like, well, for half the season they're together and they're happy, and then like, well, something needs to happen here.
Yeah.
So that they can learn something new, and it just keeps going.
Yeah. It's a bit of like a show that I believe sort of skirted this very, very well and managed to... Because I do agree with this wholeheartedly. So many good TV shows have ruined themselves by being on air for too long or getting too complex, overshooting, where they just could have done... Keep it the same, but a slight variance for a longer time. It's working. It's the reason why you got season 2,
shows have
season
died
3.
prematurely because of this.
Yeah.
And my theory is
But
that
back to what I was saying.
Sorry, go ahead.
Big Bang Theory, right? That show, I still think the recent episodes are great. I still love that show, right? As just a stupid comedy. I mean, it's not too deep or anything like that, but it's fun. You enjoy it while you're watching it. And it has changed. Yeah, it has changed and evolved, and you've got new characters. But the same formula's still there. They're nerds. The hot chick lives next door. They want to bang her. She'll bang some of them on occasion. You know, she'll get a kid off and fuck some of them on occasion. But then she'll back off. Like, they do flip-flop back a little bit, but there's nothing overall that changes. For instance, you know, one of the main characters gets married.
Yeah.
But his mum's still in it all the time, fucking ragging on his ass, and he's still just as nerdy. It's not like he fucking moves out or anything like that. It's still got the same key formula that works for them, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what more shows need to do, you know?
Yeah.
Except for, there's shows like Breaking Bad, for instance, that needs to evolve into something different in order to survive, but it doesn't well.
My theory is that the shows that start out having individual plot turns for the episode are great initially, and they get taken up for a second, third season.
Yeah.
At which point they start to experiment with those season arcs.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts to fuck them up.
Yeah.
And so I have a theory that those shows that start out individual and end with big season arcs and big character twists and plot turns, they're the ones that fail. And they're the ones that lose their, customer base, so to speak, their viewer base. If you have a show like Breaking Bad or like Dexter that start out, they're fucking, that's it. That's a whole season. That's it. You've got a season, you make an arc, and that's what you focus on right from the beginning, right till the end.
Yeah.
You've got a lot more chance. But, to be honest with you, I think those shows on average would last a lot less.
Yeah.
Because, again, the plot turns start to get more and more ridiculous.
And
the thing about Breaking Bad that they avoided this, I think, is that their plot turns, so to speak, are very slow.
Yeah.
Things move very slowly.
Drawn out, yeah.
And it's very drawn out, and they do it in a really fantastic way, in a really dramatic way.
Yeah.
But I think that's why there's the longevity of the show. You could probably condense it into 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And it would be the equivalent of some other dramas. But
I think you're right.
Take Law and Order, for example. Shit's been running on single episode arcs for fucking 20 years.
Yeah, and it's got very little that
Not
sort of
literally,
ties
but
the...
what is it, like 13th year or something?
Oh, it's ridiculous, and it's like 30 spin-offs. It's
Still
like
going.
fucking Law and Order Elevator Police or fucking
fucking
Law and
Dick
Order
Wolf's
like
making cash. That's what matters.
Yeah, but you're right. Like basically they've got a formula, stick to it, and it works for you.
Yeah.
But I think you've also got shows like Dexter that they've got their big grand story arcs, and you're right. There's very little individual episode shenanigans. It's more just this is where we're going for the whole season. However, I think Dexter has done it for too long, where now it's become stale. So they've sort of fallen into the dead opposite of what you're talking about, where they now need to adapt to survive and sort of change it up and sort of adapt their show. I still love Dexter, but I think it's the same shit, you know. Yeah. The problem with that is he's had too many times when he's almost got busted or something's
we get
happened.
it. You almost got fucking caught.
Yeah, and you got away. You know, I reckon.
I mean, I still watch him, and I love. That's one of those shows that I keep going back to.
I agree.
I agree. Is that you could see the last season is starting to slip.
Yeah.
And once they start slipping, it's like an avalanche, man.
Yeah.
It's harder to stop it than ever. Like the sooner you stop it, the easier it is to stop it. Once it
you know
starts
what would
going,
save that show for me?
What?
Send him to prison. Like that would be fucking brilliant. I would love to see Dexter in prison.
Fucking done.
Give me a whole season of Dexter in prison.
Challenge your team of writers. Send Dexter to prison in one episode to see what they can do to get him out.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah.
Because
just for the record, everyone,
I want to share something.
He's been playing on his laptop the whole time, not paying me any attention.
Because I wanted to share something that I read on Reddit the other day. He's going to
read one of his poems.
No. It was by a Redditor called MJM Fly. And
shout out.
It was saying that... Yeah, shout out to MJM Fly. Michael Jordan must fly. That's what it is. Anyway, he says, and I quote, "We were starting to talking about movies when I came up with this bizarre theory that I thought Pulp Fiction was about music in America.
Wow.
I'm aware that this is most likely not very true, but we had fun talking about it. The briefcase in Pulp Fiction is rock and roll. So Mark Ellis represents the origin of rock and roll music. Blues.
Hold on, I haven't seen it in a long time. Which one's Mark Ellis?
I believe it's the black guy that gets raped.
Okay, yeah.
So
no, wasn't his name Marcus or something?
Mark Ellis.
Marcellus.
Marcellus.
You're saying it wrong. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
well, I'm an idiot. The briefcase is rock and roll. Marcellus represents the origin of rock music in America.
Yeah.
Jules is Chuck Berry, and Vincent is Elvis. So Jules is Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson, and Vincent is Elvis. They go and get the briefcase and bring it to the nerdy white guys who try and steal it.
Record company? Is that what he's...
The nerdy white guys in music, rock and roll history. So the white guys try to kind of take it over.
Yeah.
Take over the culture. Maybe they represent...
So that'd be like, what's that guy that had the really nerdy glasses and shit? The rock and roll guy, fucking... Oh, God, I'm hopeless at this kind of stuff. Anyway,
so
I'll remember
maybe,
in 5 minutes.
It says here, maybe they represent the greedy record producers that profited off black music and screwed over many black musicians.
Yeah.
The reason that the guy unloads a gun at them and is unable to hit them is because legends of music can never die and will be around forever.
Wow.
Jules realizes this and realizes that he is fighting a pointless fight. So Jules is Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
So Pumpkin and Honeybun happen to be British, and they also try to take the briefcase. They represent the British invasion.
Yeah.
So, it says here, the British invasion was completely influenced by blues and other pop music.
Yeah.
Jules lets them leave with the money, but keeps his bad motherfucker wallet.
Fuck, man. That's actually really well thought out.
So they can steal and be influenced by older music, but they can't take a legend's style. And they have to come up with their own style. So Jules even mentions that he's trying real hard to be the shepherd.
Wow.
So then Butch, of course, the boxer...
Bruce Willis, yeah.
Bruce Willis, is introduced as a boxer being told by Marcellus to throw a fight. Butch represents the new and interesting rock music that continues to come out, and Marcellus doesn't like it. Marcellus, of course, being the origin.
Yeah.
Butch doesn't want to throw the fight and runs away. They both get captured by rednecks while a country song is playing in the background. The rapists represent country music. Country music is also stole...
That feels about right, yeah.
It says here, country music also stole a lot of blues and other black musicians.
Yeah.
This is shown by them raping Marcellus. Butch had a chance to escape, but decides to go back and save him out of respect. Marcellus agrees to let Butch live, and they truce and go separate ways. Marcellus accepts that there will always be new music, but there's nothing he can do to stop it. The watch represents that as time moves on, more music will continue to be made, and they will all be influenced by what came before them.
Wow.
I thought that was really cool, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's fucking... I find it interesting. It's one of those things, if you look hard enough, you can make anything fit.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was necessarily the intention.
With that theory as well, because Butch, the boxer, he kills Vincent, doesn't he?
I believe so, yeah.
So he
long since I've
kills
seen
the
it.
new music, because he represents the new music, kills the old music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is... Fuck, man, yeah, that's crazy.
So...
That's such a great movie. Anyway, well, I suppose that's the perfect segue. Speaking of Tarantino, I saw Django recently.
Oh, fuck,
Have you seen Django?
Well, tell us your take on it.
Alright. My take on Django is I fucking loved it. I thought Django was an absolutely amazing film. It was fun, it was violent, it's everything this generation loves. It was a throwback to all these amazing cowboy flicks from back in the day.
Yeah.
It had really strong characters, and it was just a fun movie. It had a lot of sort of flair and a lot of excitement. It was a fun film.
Yeah.
My theory is Tarantino takes these. You've got other genres of movies, like say for instance, you're talking about a gangster flick. You've got movies like Killing Them Softly. You've got Goodfellas. You've got like that kind of stuff. They take the genre seriously. Then you've got Tarantino, who's like, I want to make a gangster flick, but I want to make it fun. You know, I want to enjoy it.
He doesn't do it in a satirical way.
No,
but he doesn't take the piss out of it.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
he pays respect and homage to these amazing cultures
because I see there's two types. There's like your horror movie, you takes it seriously, and then there's like scary movie 1, 2, and 8.
Yeah,
you know that like just take the piss out of it. But he's kind of in the middle. It's like, well, he's acknowledging that there are certain things about the genre that are overplayed, and he's just like, you know what? Let's just have fun with it.
Yes,
Let's go with it.
And look, I respect him. If you ever actually see an interview with Tarantino, he's one of those people, like this conversation we're having right now, that just loves film. He's lucky enough to be working in the field that he just loves so much. Like, he'll just start talking and go off on a tangent, and he'll be like talking to the person giving the interview, like, oh my god, have you seen this film? And it's so good in this scene when this happens. And he's just passionate about what he does, and you can see that in what he does. My favourite part in the film was, one of my favourite parts was, without a doubt, the bit with the Ku Klux Klan and the hoods. Do you know the bit I'm talking about? And
it's like it's like you can take that scene and just completely remove it, but why not put it in there?
Yeah,
fun,
exactly. And I love it. It cuts from like they're storming in, they're about to lynch some niggers, and then it just cuts.
Betsy stayed up all night making.
Well, fuck you guys, I'm going home, and it was just brilliant. And they're like, oh, now I cut it too big, and fucking brilliant. And then Jonah Hill just shows up out of nowhere. Like, that made my day. I was in a packed cinema, which you don't see often, and the whole cinema was just loving that bit. And it was like an old crusty white couple to my right, then I'm like, they're going to be offended by this. Like, they're definitely going to be offended. And they were pissing themselves. Like,
how crusty was the woman?
Hold on, which one?
You said it was an old white crusty couple. How crusty are we talking? Was she like...
Way to make it way more graphic than it needed to be. Now I'm thinking of
if you
individual crusty bits. Like,
would you, like, smear off grime? Or was she able to clean herself?
I think she'd be able to clean herself. When I say crusty, she looked like a lovely
crustacean,
woman.
Yeah.
Lovely crustacean, yeah.
The lovely lobster next to me enjoyed the flick too. Oh, God.
Wow, the lovely lobster. But no, she was a lovely lady, I guess.
And hence the name of the podcast was created. The Lovely Lobster. Featuring Rob and Dave.
Oh my god, the carnivorous crustacean. No.
Dude, say that again.
The carnivorous...
Dude, what are you high?
I just went on the record, I haven't had a cigarette for about... almost 24 hours, and I'm starting to feel a bit strange.
Let's just do this every day this week. Let's just, every day, we just come back, we'll drink some beers, and we'll just make a podcast every day and put it on YouTube.
Anyway, I want to talk about one observation I had about Django, and once again, this is more for people that have seen it than haven't. If you look at Leonardo DiCaprio's roles in his last 5 sort of roles that he's done. Yeah. He's done some solid shit, let's face it. In my opinion, he's probably one of the strongest actors that's out there at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely, and he's very selective with his roles.
Yeah, very selective. But I mean, you'd think most people in Hollywood would be excited to do a Tarantino flick. If someone said, look, we're offering you this role, you'd think, fuck yeah, I'm going to jump at it, no matter who you are. But I felt he was a bit out of his comfort zone. Like, it didn't feel like the...
really?
I thought he was amazing. He always is. He's always solid, but he just... It was one of the very few times when I actually noticed he was acting.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Like, usually in his films, I'm like,
you're taken in and that's it.
Totally taken in. And I still thought he was a phenomenal... Like, his character was phenomenal, and especially when he just... totally breaks down. The conversations he had with Sam Jackson is some of the best in the film. Sam Jackson just being like the Uncle Ruckus of from Boondocks. Oh,
yeah.
He's just the most racist black man ever.
Oh, it's so funny, man. You know what I
You're
like
gonna let a nigger sleep in that bed?
I really loved the movie because it was, ordinarily a long movie I would hate to see. Because it's like, dude, you're stretching it out. What are you doing? I've never seen Titanic, bro.
Really?
But I know if they remade it, Leonardo DiCaprio would actually play the bad guy this time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, very true.
Someone like fucking who would play the young Jack?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Maybe the guy from... Nah, he's too rough. I was going to say the guy from the Transformers movies.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Hello, Shia LaBeouf.
No, the Titanic would turn into a giant like Decepticon and start like killing people and shit.
Who would play him? Like a sweet kid.
Who's like a sweet kid. Innocent person?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
He would play Jack, and Leonardo DiCaprio would play that bad guy that's the girl's with.
Billy Zane, yeah.
And then that tries to kill him and shit.
Yeah, and he would play that well.
Yeah,
Leo's a fucking amazing actor. Like, I have full man love for Leo.
The guy off, man.
Yeah, I would suck his dick.
You've been going on about this for so...
I would legitimately suck his dick.
Most burnt out actor. Go.
Most burnt out actor?
Yeah, who's say, I don't know, evidence for this, last 3 movies must have been shit. Last 3.
Most burnt out actor.
Because everyone's done 1 or 2 bad movies.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm talking burnt out.
I wouldn't say burnt out, but I would say a Hollywood whore is Nick Cage. He's one of those people that has talent. Like,
so much.
Leaving Las Vegas, I think we talked about this recently.
Dude,
he can act.
Look, I'll tell you this. I got rid of a whole bunch of all my DVDs.
Yeah.
Because I thought,
because who needs them? They're DVDs, yeah.
I got a fucking hard drive. One, the size of 2 DVDs together, and it has more room than my entire collection.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll get rid of all my TV shows, all my movies, except for just a handful that I really love.
Yeah.
And Leaving Las Vegas is one of them, and to be honest, a couple of Nick Cage ones are in there.
Yeah.
Because I just fucking love that guy. His early shit's gold, man.
Yeah, it is.
Bringing Out the Dead.
Matchstick Men. Matchstick Men
God,
was
so good,
brilliant.
man.
Brilliant film. Yeah.
And then he's just like, he's gone to, by the way, a couple of the latest ones are gold. Like a couple of the horror movies that he's made. Like National Treasure 1 and 2. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
I don't know if you, I know you don't agree with this one, but Next. Gold.
I like Next. Me and you agree on this one, yeah.
So
this is really good.
There are definitely some bad ones, like Ghost Rider, dude. You don't make two of them.
Ghost Rider 2? I haven't seen it.
One, you stop, man.
Yeah.
It's so shit, you stop immediately.
And Adaptation was another amazing film. So this guy's had a really solid career. Looking at his IMDb,
so there was
only 71. And
I want to be clear, like I got rid of a whole bunch. If you want to buy some of Vaders DVDs, go to www.buyvadersdvds.weebly.com. But
oh god.
Yo, this is Vader, man. Check it. My rap album's getting blasted out November 3rd. Vader, checking out Vader with my bling bling. Yo, check it. Vader out. You want to sign out, bro?
No, you signed out for both of us. That was amazing.
That was Robert Brown as well. See ya.